Let's face it, if you're looking for automotive excitement, you can pretty much ignore the mid-size sedan segment. Sure, there are all kinds of really good four-door family cars available today, but none of them will really get true enthusiasts all hot and bothered. In this segment, fuel economy and trunk space matter, not acceleration and skid pad performance. But what if you are tied down like a North Korean political prisoner and forced to drive one of these cars? Well, all hope is not lost because you can always get a Honda Accord. Sport. 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 Few vehicles on the road today have a reputation for quality and reliability like the Accord here. In fact, Toyota's Camry is probably the only one that can really best it. But this thing has a long list of other virtues as well, including fuel economy and comfort, and all of that makes this Honda pretty much a no-brainer. But what about all the enthusiasts I mentioned just a few moments ago? They don't care about any of that boring stuff. What's in it for them? Well, let me show you. The magic of the Accord is found right here. It's almost like seeing a ghost. Sport. You can get this car with an honest-to-goodness manual transmission and a really good 6-speed unit at that. The Camry doesn't offer a stick, neither does the Hyundai Sonata. Chevy Malibu, Nissan Altima, and Dodge Avenger drivers are given the shaft as well. About the only midsize models that do offer a manual transmission that come to mind are the Volkswagen Passat, Mazda 6, and Ford Fusion. But back to the Accord. Its shifter is light and easy through the gears, but also super precise. The clutch works beautifully as well, which helps make driving this car a real joy. Of course, if you must have an automatic, Honda will happily sell you an Accord with a continuously variable transmission. Not sport. No, you can actually get one on the Sport model. My mistake. Now, a few weeks back, the company was gracious enough to loan us just such a model when we were out in California covering the Pebble Beach concours. Now, after a few hundred miles in the saddle, that CVT actually really impressed me. It's easily the best one I've ever driven, so it's not all bad news. Under the Accord Sport's hood is a 2.4-liter four-cylinder engine, and the powertrain works extremely well. In typical Honda fashion, it's super smooth and loves to rev. With direct fuel injection, it delivers 189 horsepower with 182 pound-feet of torque. Now, non-sport Accords make do with just 185 ponies. Official fuel economy clocks in at 24 miles per gallon city and 34 highway. This results in a combined score of 28 mpg, though in spirited driving, I've managed to annihilate that by topping 35 miles per gallon, which is damn impressive for a big sedan. Of course, one more number of concern is the price. This car stickers for a skosh more than 24 grand, a $1,700 premium over the base LX model. So what do you get with this vaunted sport trim you've heard so much about? Well, in addition to the engine upgrade I mentioned earlier, you also get 18-inch wheels, a deck lid spoiler, fog lights, and of course chrome treatments on the dual exhaust tips. Now inside there's a leather-wrapped steering wheel, 10-way power driver's seat, as well as paddle shifters if you opt to go with the oh-so-sensible CVT. Along with efficiency and value, things like interior space and cargo volume are critical attributes of mid-size sedans, and of course the Accord here delivers. Now, Outback drivers are treated to 15.8 cubic feet of volume, which is a little bit more space than you get in either a Toyota Camry or a Nissan Altima. Now, as an added bonus, the opening here is positively gigantic, which makes it very easy to load your cargo in the back of the car. But the space is shaped kind of like a funnel, tapering to a tiny opening at the front that serves as a pass-through for long items. Now, additionally, the seat back is not split like it is in most sedans, and this means it's all or nothing. If you've got both cargo and passengers to haul, either one is walking or the other is getting left behind. Now, if you do opt to transport humans, they'll really enjoy the back seat, which has impressive leg room. Naturally, there is always room for the driver front and, a little bit left of center. But once you're out on the road in the Accord here, it really drives pretty well. I mean, there's nothing about this car that stands out in any particular way, and I think that's a good thing because there's nothing here that's going to distract the driver or otherwise irritate them when they're out on the road. So I've already been raving about this car's transmission, and it is really good, but there's one thing that's curious about it, and that's the gearing. When you're out on the highway doing, 65 or 70 miles an hour, the engine is spinning 3,000 RPM or more, and you'd think that would have a detrimental effect on fuel economy, but in reality, it doesn't. It's been doing very well in my hands, and surprisingly, that actually helps with passing power because you don't necessarily have to downshift, you just roll onto the throttle and this car goes. One standout feature of this car here is the forward view. We live in a world of very demanding safety standards, especially when it comes to roof crush standards, and as a consequence of that, automakers have been really bulking up the pillars on their cars, which has a terrible effect on visibility. In fact, pillars have gotten so out of control these days that they block out the sun and cause young children to cower in fear, but not the Accord here. This car's A-posts are very slender, which gives you a great view right out the front, and it's almost like driving a vehicle from the 80s or 90s. Just like the way this car drives, its interior is pretty nice, but nothing more. The materials are good, the fit and finish, again, good, and it's pretty comfortable, but there's nothing in here that really wows me. Maybe you've got to step up to a higher trim level for that. Okay, so maybe I oversold the Accord Sport. Enough! At the beginning of this review, as you can tell, it's not terribly sporty, nor is it really all that exciting. Like a proper family sedan, it's got a roomy cabin, a spacious trunk, a smooth running engine, and of course it delivers stellar fuel economy. Now this is all left brain stuff, but what really sets this thing apart is of course the availability of that manual transmission, and it transforms what would otherwise be just another gray, dull family car into something truly magical. Now, if you've got to be saddled with a four-door sedan, this one won't totally kill your soul. Sport. 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 For more on this review and others like it, visit AutoGuide.com. Now, out back, drivers are treated to